All right, thanks. Thanks, Cabin Darkman. You gave us the problem with following you guys is that we have a very high bar we have to match to reach to keep up with you guys. So thank you for doing the third place match and coming in with Kyle Precise and I. How are you doing today, Kyle?
Oh man, I'm doing great.
You excited?
Yeah, it's an honor to be here for the gold match of a tournament that started back in January.
Yeah, I couldn't have put it any better. Let's kind of put these two combatants into perspective here. These guys have kind of a grudge match going on between each other. This is the third, I would say, major Mega Man NES tournament that's been held on Challenge and done through, since tournaments have really started taking off in the speedrunning scene. And they're the Mega Man 2 tournament and the 46 Robot tournament. These two have met in both of those tournaments. They first met in the Mega Man 2 tournament in the round of 16, and Fastatcc won that one by about a minute. And then they met in the semifinals of the 46 Robot tournament, which Fast won as well. So I think Prisi is he's got got an angry thought process to him. He really wants to stick it to Fastatcc here, especially since it's Fast's main game here. I think if you gave Prisi the choice of losing 2 matches to Fast but winning 1, it would be this one that he wins tonight. So this is going to be a really kind of a grudge match rivalry thing going on here. It's interesting. I'm looking over at Prisi's times on the Mega Man leaderboard, and do you know what his main game is?
So what I do know about Prisi is he started speedrunning, was it 1 year ago, 2 years ago? I mean, he's a legend to me, but he doesn't see himself that way. He still feels like a newbie. His oldest time, I looked this up last time. 2015.
Yeah, right. Christmas time, so the very end of 2015.
And I'm pretty sure Mega Man 3 is his main game, but he is, just to give people who haven't spent hours and hours looking at our leading boards a quick breakdown. He's let me go with the main categories. He's got 7th place in Mega Man Zipless, 11th place in Mega Man All Stages.
You're reading the same thing I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But our viewers need to hear this.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of fun that you have that up too. That I'm looking at it too, so people have the same screen up right now.
So 12th place for Mega Man 2 any percent difficult, and 5th place for Mega Man 2 any percent normal, which is a very, very, very competitive category. And then he's 7th for the game that we're looking at right now. 3rd place though for Mega Man 4.
Yeah.
3rd place for Mega Man 4. Let that sink in. Considered by many to be the most challenging of the 6. 7th place for Mega Man 5. 9th place for Mega Man 6. I mean, and then also all the games together. 2nd place for 1 through 6, and also 2nd place for 1 through 6 46 Robot Masters. So he's definitely a polymath for somebody that's just started running Mega Man in the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's being second. Yeah, so we know he's really good at Mega Man. If he's second on the 46 robots and any percent, so 6 games back to back, he's second. So he's solid in Mega Man. Just every game he's solid in. So he's definitely worthy of coming up here.
You know who we can say the same thing about that for, though?
What was that?
You know who we can say the same thing about?
Oh, yes, exactly. All the Mega Mans. Yeah, I mean, if you want to say solid Mega Man, just look at. Do you have Fasts up as well?
I don't. I have an idea of what it looks like.
Yeah, he's not 10th or worse in any game. His worst game is Mega Man. He's 4th. He's I guess Mega Man 2 any percent difficult. He's 9th. He's 3rd. He's first. He's the record holder in this game. This is his main game. He's 2nd in Mega Man 4, 4th in Mega Man 5, 5th in Mega Man 6, and he got that PB like a year and a half ago, and he's still 5th in it. Wow. He somehow put up the Wily Wars PB up on the leaderboards. He's not even first in that anymore. But he is first in any percent 1 through 6, and he's first in 46 Robot Masters. So we have the best Mega Man runners, I suppose, going at it today. So, I want to go through the semifinals a little bit. Both of these guys made it through the semifinals, beating the two you guys you just saw, and you saw how good those two were. So we're in for a really good matchup here. Let's see. Prisi went 2-1 against Colonel Fatso, and let me read his winning times here: 34:53, 34:48, 35:15, and his losing time was 34:54. Actually, he had. I read up Fatso's winning time. I don't know why. He won with a 34:55 and a 35:15, and he lost with a 34:54. So he's been really consistent. Fast, we know, is. Does he have the best time of the tournament? I'm not sure. I think. What did Colonel Fasto's PB? What was his PB? Was it 27 or 20? It was 25, wasn't it?
I believe it was a 25.
Yeah. Fastatcc has a 34:26 in the tournament. That was in the quarterfinals. He beat Darko in the semifinals with a 34:45 and a 35:10. So, for the folks out here, let me read to you the winning times between these two in the semifinals: 34:45, 34:53, 35:10, 35:15.
It doesn't sound like there's a lot of margin for error.
No. So these guys can definitely, Fastatcc is kind of he's the favorite. He's got home turf since it's kind of an American thing, so we got to give him the home field advantage, I suppose. This is Prisi can definitely win this tournament.
Absolutely.
And we'll go into a little bit about it. We saw how mashing strong both Colonel Fatso and Darko on. I think Prisi and Fastatcc are a little bit tier below, but their movement is, on the tier above what we just saw. So we'll see some probably tighter movement between these two than Darko and Colonel Fatso, but the mashing won't be quite as good.
I think you nailed it.
That's kind of the main difference between the four competitors I could tell throughout especially when we got to the semifinals. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for in this final tonight?
I'm looking to see if we see any rust from Prisi, because Prisi reports that he hasn't touched the game in a few days, whereas Fasta has a lot of things on his plate now, including a massive RPG that he's routing. But he always makes time to do targeted practice right before a big match. He always does enough to beat his opponent, or at least he's done that so far. And in his warm-up for these races today, he actually reported getting a very low 34-0x.
Wow.
So if he gets a 34x or 34-0x, just for context for our watchers, Fastatcc is the only person to get a sub 34-22 in Mega Man 3. He has a 33-57, so he is 25 seconds faster than the next fastest runner, which is currently Darko. So if he can get within about 30 seconds of his PB, Prisi can't touch him unless
Prisi goes nuclear and just absolutely destroys the game.
And we have seen Colonel Fatso PB.
Fatso just PB. So
today, who knows?
Yeah, and we were just the race that started catching up on our end on the video. So we were just starting off. So I want to do Kermit the Frog. Yeah, we're all starting.
Yes.
And so we're excited. Now, unlike the previous, the third place match, these players are both going with top first, so we'll be able to keep track throughout the entirety of the run, rather than the magnet versus top that we saw earlier.
Right, and I'm wondering if that's perhaps indicative of Colonel being a newer convert to top first. Colonel Fatso was doing magnet first, I want to say even at the beginning of 2017 in his RTA attempts, whereas Prisi was switching over to top first last March. Like over a year ago. So magnet first was still fresher in Colonel's mind. It's the safer route for a race. Whereas Prisi and Fasta are both completely sold on top first.
We see Nerves may getting to Prisi very early, forgetting to start his timer.
Oh no.
So we're synced between the two. So this is if they're really close at the end, we're gonna have to pay attention to race spot, because we won't know, because the timer didn't work for Prisi. So we don't know if they're synced or not. So this will be interesting. We'll see what
So you
happens.
talked about mashing. These giant cats take 10 shots to mash down, and Prisi gets them both in 3 jumps. Fasta taking 4 jumps on the first cat, which is still very good, but Fasta's not going to be happy with it.
Whew, those jumps, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
there were...
these runners know it's going to be close. They're going for...
Yeah.
They're willing to risk a 40-second time loss to save a second there.
I've always, like, one thing Fast does on top that I was seeing, that you see Prisi doing, is that Fast is very rhythmic in his hitting top, going through the iframes. Prisi's just mashing, and whenever whichever shot hits him after the iframe ends on top, it hits. I am 100% an advocate of timing hits.
Yes.
That's something I do in my runs almost exclusively, instead of mashing. That's, I guess, if you're mashing, there's a potential that if you're timing it right, you'll be faster on average than if you're just mashing.
Right, and in this game, if you're mashing, you're actually slowing down. You can actually slow down the game a bit with all of those shots on screen, which causes the fight to take a little bit longer. Is that also a factor in your running, or is it more
not
about
really?
When you need the time?
Like isn't a concern to me. It's just, it seems like a waste of energy, and I'm not a good masher, so it doesn't seem. See, we don't see the right side.
Wow.
Oh, Prisi had an amazing Proto Man fight there.
So the runner's now entering the dark room. This is Fasta's favorite room, and neither one is probably going to get hit by these grenades, but they are avoiding that because the grenades do cause surround damage if you get too close. You really have to know what's coming up, where the steps are. It's not an issue for either of these guys.
Prisi did get hit early, but he got health back, so he won't be paused if a parachute drops a health refill.
Okay, Fasta taking this very safely with the intentional damage boost, and then he gets a big health refill, which can throw off your timing, but he recovers.
There was no easy, safe drop there from a parachute, so they were both very safe with it.
So that's the hardest part of the top first route. That's behind both of them, and they both survived it. Good job.
Fasta was a slightly... Oh, hey, Prisi got his timer back. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but looks like we've got the timers going fine.
Okay.
All right.
Now we're going to Gemini on stage, which is where we saw just one death in the bronze match today.
I think.
2?
I think we got 2. Yeah. I think both were by... No. I think Darko died there
Darko
in the first race, and then
fell in the water.
Fatso in the second, I think.
All right.
But yeah, this is the stage. This and Doc Gemini. This is the one you probably spent the most time practicing on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you have to be good on your mashing. Yeah, to knock the penguins off, because they cause lag, especially if they get their eggs out.
Wow, so I think Fasta just gained time in that first game of Gemini, even though he was ahead going into the stage.
That's what he. That's why he's the record holder. Just on the easy screens is where he picks up time, not the hard tricks, but on the easy tricks where his movement is tighter. He picks up a second or two, and there's like half a second over a stage, and there are 40 type stages like that. 40 type rooms, and pick up half second each. That's 20 seconds right there.
Okay, so here we go. Fasta's going to be sliding on just about every single block.
I had to do a double take with that. All right, no problem. Prisi's halfway through his, and he takes the death. This has got to be the screen, even more than maybe Doc Gemini's screen. This has got to be the screen that's practiced the most, because there's so many. Yeah, and we got
ring.
Who's there?
1-800 Rush Marine.
All right. call Rush Marine. I want to do it in the
Prisi,
color.
please don't run out of energy. Please, Prisi!
No.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Rush Marine was not the help that it claimed it was there.
Please remember to feed your Rush regularly.
Yeah. Or it'll just disappear.
Symptoms may include disappearing.
Oh, is this gonna be a game over?
Unless he picked up a 1-up. Okay, he picked up a 1-up.
Do you think this will loosen him up for the next for the next races here?
It could, you know. Like he said, he hasn't been playing the game for the past few days, so maybe this is the warm up. Maybe this is the warm up, and it's best of 3, so yeah, totally fine to lose this one.
You got a drop in the ceiling there, which causes quite a big lag, which makes that even harder. All right, so the worst thing about that screen is that he could be. He's going to be what, about a minute plus, probably a minute
over
or so behind
for sure.
A little bit more,
and he needs to not die again, or it's a game over.
So
really beautiful Gemini fight. Each Gemini man has his own iframes, so there's no you can hit the second one immediately after you've hit the first one. And Prisi has put in a lot of fury to that fight, and like such that fight he just executed, I believe, is called the Prisi fight.
And it's just one little screen in the game, and it doesn't matter, you know. Fast will have a tendency to go for everything no matter what, because he has so much confidence in it that he has had a few 36-minute times in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It was under the, it was going against, competition where their best was in the 40s, so he could afford to do that. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes after. He still does that, and if he makes a big time mistake, which might put more pressure on him. There's absolutely no pressure really on each player right now with that Gemini, those Gemini deaths. So there's no pressure on him, so he can make a mistake. No matter what mistake he makes, he can make it and still be well ahead. But if he makes 2 of them, pressure starts to mount on him a bit. And it might cause some issues.
You said when the pressure's off, Fasta goes for everything. There's also this whole suite of strategies that are not part of his run because he wanted to get a 3-3. He wanted to get to that 33-minute time that eluded him for so long. In fact, one of his PBs on the road to 33 was 34 minutes and 0 seconds.
Yeah,
and that stood for a while. So there's this whole suite of 33 strats that he might try out now that the pressure's off and he has a substantial lead.
I think he's gotten so used to his no reset that I think he'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll just do his no reset strategy, but even then, that still has a lot of. Let's take for instance, he dies in Wily 1.
Oh right. Yeah, we will definitely be seeing spike slides in Wily 1. Kamagoro
I'm
Maker with
wondering.
Shadow Blade, Doc Quick. Well, he'll be trying to set up the Doc Quick Gemini laser fight. Things that you don't see from most players.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he gets the death pixel in Doc's Spark, if he'll still go for it. Because we saw Dark. Mm-hmm. Was it Darko who went for it and died? No, it was Colonel Fatso who did it and died.
Colonel went for the Doc Spark music despawn on a completely different screen from where he ordinarily would.
Yeah. So.
But there is that there's a setup where it's safe, and there's a setup where 50% chance you get a 50% chance you die. So would Fasta go for that?
Yeah. So, but we'll see. The actual robot stages are pretty tame at this point. That's the beauty of the top first route, is that you get 3 or 4 stages that, I mean, if you do stupid stuff, you die, but they're, for skill and technique, speedrunning wise, they're easier than the first 3 top, Shadow and Gemini. So you get kind of a reprieve here.
Those monkeys take 8 shots to kill, by the way, everybody. And with Rush Coil, you can only fire 2 shots at once. When you have a blue buster, you can fire 3 shots. So that mashing is extremely impressive to me.
Did Prisi lose his Rush Jet? I'm not sure why he was going over the yogurt blocks.
You drop. He did fly over the first part of the yogurt blocks, but then at some point you get off and start sliding because it's fast.
Oh, okay, I missed that then. Okay, I turned over too late. No bees for fast. That's always a positive.
Oh.
Ooh, he didn't turn to. I wonder why he didn't go to magnet.
Oh,
Probably because he got hit early and he was out of rhythm, so he thought he was probably going to waste a bunch of magnets. So he decided.
Right, Fasta ordinarily finishing off Proto Man with a few magnets, but you have to be careful because you do not want to run out of magnets in the hard man fight.
Oh, he must have been really worried about his health there. So I think he would have been fine, but he decided not to take a hit there, so he had a slower fight. I think this is just him. That tells me that he just wants to get through without making a huge time mistake. So he knows he's ahead. He knows Prisi had issues in Gemini, so he's just playing things safe right now.
Right. When the Mega Man 4 tournament comes around and the final is Fasta and Prisi, nobody's going to remember that Fasta babied that hard man fight, but they will remember who won the tournament. Ooh!
Prisi went for it.
Trying for some swag there.
Yeah. We saw the previous race that happened with both Fatso and Darko when there was a big time gap. Yeah, that's a really hard trick to get. Mm-hmm. And he went for it. I'm very impressed that he tried to do that.
Right, it's always faster to coil up a ladder than actually climb a ladder, but that particular coil is hard to execute because that Hammer Joe is throwing a ball at you. Fasta clips that little corner there.
Now, Snake Man is so much lag, and I wonder if there's any way to just reduce some of that lag with those flying dropper enemies.
You would have to be able to kill them. You'd have to be able to reach them with a weapon.
Yeah, you'd probably have to change to Shadow or something like that. Which,
and you would have to interrupt your sliding probably to jump. But yeah, please get on that, DW.
Yeah. I'm not a runner. Sorry. I just can commentate on it. Like this game, see, I mentioned earlier that I'm a terrible masher. This is kind of a mash-heavy game, so that's kind of a downside to those who don't mash well. It's kind of hard for them to pick this game out because it requires such heavy mashing. It's not even that you're faster when you mash; is that it actually requires you to mash to even do the route. I wonder if Prisi will go for the single block slides with him being behind. Probably not.
I don't even know if that's part of. Is that part of Prisi's toolkit? I know that snake zips are definitely a part of Prisi's toolkit.
Oh, so we might see that then.
When he was doing Prisi recently, not the first snake at least. Mm-hmm. Prisi recently did his first few Buster only runs, very quickly getting within a couple minutes of the world record. And he insisted on executing those snake zips, even though it was costing him lots of time. Because you'll stand there and try and get it, and you won't get it, and you'll try again. And it ends up being slower, but it looks so awesome.
All right, Spark. What can you say about Spark? Like, if we're gonna do this a couple times, we got to figure out how to not keep.
Oh, absolutely. So this first jump too, it's very tight timing. You that laser. If your movement is really good here, where Fasta is, you can actually shoot over that spark plug. So you actually want to have your movement be a little suboptimal. In my case, or in his case, I'm sure he's found a way to time his shot better. But as your movement improves in this game, things that were free before stop being free because you've changed. So you're getting there a little bit faster.
Yeah, as a speedrunner, that's definitely something I've come across. Like, wait a minute, I did that I went too fast, which is always kind of a badge of honor that you're able to do something.
I missed that because I was going too fast.
Yeah,
he could have shot that dozer in the face with the magnets. That's something that saves a little time, but the Met Dozer's hitboxes are notoriously difficult. Now, he is going to throw all his magnets into that block to reduce lag. He threw some of his magnets away while falling on the previous screen so that he didn't have to worry about throwing extra magnets and causing more lag. And now in this screen, he's going to walk, walk, slide, walk. He could have thrown in some more slides there, but not the first one. Not the first one. If you slide on the first one, you fall into a hole. So yeah, Spark is a pretty lot going on here, but most of the time it doesn't cause problems. So it has a reputation as being a pretty safe.
Reasonable pattern there, I think. I'm trying to think I think that's the best pattern, isn't it? He jumps there.
That I don't know.
One of the things about Mega Man 3 that you'll see racers talk about is boss patterns. The actual stage itself has very little randomness in it. I can't think of anything within an actual stage that is random. Everything is, when it comes to bosses, that's where the randomness of this game comes in. So that's where runners will notice it, and that's where a lot of the time lost or gain happens. Now we're into
Robot Masters.
Every boss.
The whole game.
Yeah, every boss.
I mean, you run the little thing, like in Shadow Man and Doc Shadow, the parachutes.
Oh, that's right.
They will spawn at different heights, which can cause you headaches if you're trying to move through those sliding, jumping sections quickly. That's the only thing that comes to my mind right off the bat. The giant snake heads can throw 2 balls, 3 balls, or 4 balls. If they throw 4 balls, I think you're screwed for the snake zip. I think Prisi was explaining that.
It's so hard. That's so much lag at that point anyway. So much more lag before you can get up there and jump off the screen to get Mega Man off the screen to reduce lag.
So Faster running into some trouble here with these eggs. And I learned this from watching his tutorial. He wants to shoot 3 eggs at the bottom because only 3 tadpoles can be on the screen at one time. So if you
is he going up? He is going up.
Yeah, he is going up. That's a new strat.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a very solid play there.
If you can release 3 tadpoles, then no more tadpoles are going to show up in your path. But he only got 2 eggs open on the bottom, and so then he had to free another tadpole up top, which caused him damage.
One of the absolute worst things about the Doc Robot, there's only one specific thing about Doc Robot that makes him so hard. He has a humongous hitbox. That made more than the Mega Man 2 robots, more than the Mega Man 3 robots. His is much bigger, so it's very hard to jump over him. The idea there is to jump over Doc Flash there, and it's such a tight jump because his hitbox is so huge that it's so hard to jump over.
Right, to jump over Doc Flash, you actually you have to be in the middle. You have to be up on the top of the hill, and you kind of have to arc out as you make your jump. It's
those are the hardest.
I mean, it's not even free for Fasta. If you watch his Buster only runs, he'll get it an impressive amount of the time, but he'll miss a jump here and there. But they've got to be big because remember, the Doc Robot, it's got a Robot Master inside of it, so it has to fit that robot. It's the shell. The shell has to be a little bigger than the yoke.
Oh, they're not. Doesn't look like they're taking the same Doc Robot route. There's absolutely there's no reason, there's no specific way to do it. There's no right or wrong way. They're completely independent of each other. It's just preference.
This is going to make it a little difficult to compare because there are 2 long Doc Robot stages, Doc Gemini and Doc Needle, and then 2 short ones, Doc Shadow and Doc Spark. So we've got a short and a long, although I have a feeling Prisi will be going to Gemini next. So
yeah, we had that in the semifinals because I think they took the same. I think Prisi takes the reverse because most people take fast route because the idea is, especially when you're going for PB times, is you want to get the hardest ones out of the way first, and then go with the easier ones at the end. So there's if you have something bad happen, you reset.
Prisi getting a big health drop there. He gets a big health drop in the middle of a jump, but he turns into a needle. He turned into a needle. Prisi exclusive. He got a big health drop in the air, but he held his jump button, and so he didn't lose height as when he came out of that. And then he was all out of magnet, and he was going to have to damage boost through the shoe or the parachute, but he got a big energy refill right in time. Fate smiled upon Prisi.
I that's something I kind of want to see some artist rendition now of a swole Doc Robot. I definitely want, if there are any good artists out there listening, let's see that before the end of the tournament here. Let's see some of those artist renditions of a Doc Robot being swole. All right, Prisi in one of the hardest screens in the game right now, so we'll take a look here. Halfway through, you switch to magnet. Uses an extra one there. Couple
he's
extra ones.
Throwing a lot of magnets wild, and now he's out of magnet. Yeah. Magnet missile's a very powerful weapon, but if you're not, you have to find out when you need to throw it, and because if you throw it at a slightly different time, it might go down when you want it to go up. Prisi running into the same trouble Fasta did with those eggs, only freeing 2 eggs on the bottom instead of 3.
Fasta 2 down, 2 to go. Goes to Duck Needle next.
Doc Needle, the giant spring room is the most exciting room here. He's going to go for a very fast strat. There's no easy strat for this room, really, unless you just kill him or fly over him. He's actually going to damage boost and then jump onto Rush Coil while he's on iframes. Very tight.
One of the things I've learned about Rush when I've been watching this is that you don't need to jump on him to have it. You just have to be in the right area so you can slide under him, jump, and then it takes the spring. Which is just a really fun little thing that I wish I known when I played this, because that seems much easier and actually, to be honest, much more fun than just hopping on them.
Yeah, Mega Man 3 has, well, definitely the best rush jet, but also probably the best rush coil. And one of the things that makes it great is if you watch Fasta jump on coil, he makes the bittiest of jumps, and he still gets the spring. And you go just as high, right? I mean, it's not like you go higher because if you jump higher. I don't think the physics are that sophisticated.
Yeah. I will, try to make a case for Mega Man 5's coil.
Okay.
I'm sure Mr. Cab would back me up on this, that Mega Man 5 has the best coil.
Wait.
So.
You mean Mega Man V?
No, Mega Man 5. Mega Man
okay.
5.
I don't know that Mr. Cabins has any particular love for Mega Man.
That's true.
5, but I know he loves Mega Man V.
Fast is really low health here.
Yeah, that's why I use Shadow Blade on that section, but no fast runner uses Shadow Blade, but you don't have to get right up in the Met's face.
Alright, he got 2 small drops. I still think he'll pick up the health here. Oh, he's gonna skip it now because he got a big one. But I think with him being as far ahead as he is, he would. I'm very sure he would have picked up that health had that knuckle not dropped.
All right, so Prisi using a different setup here, which is the setup I use, where you throw coil into the wall just so that you can get your cannon out, and then you kill it before it's time to drop coil again.
All right, looks like they're really close, or at least in the same stage,
Fasta has 3 down. Prisi has, I think I'm falling behind in my Robot Master duties.
Yes, you see, you got me all confused.
They are within 1 stage of each other. Yes.
About, yeah.
Remember, for anybody who forgot, Prisi died 3 times in the underwater section of Gemini Stage. And I mean, I feel like that's not even the first time that's happened. In the in the final round of this tournament, somebody died 3 times underwater.
Yeah. What was surprising was that we got, I think, during the semifinals, only 1 death. I think, only 1 actual race had deaths in it. The other 5 that were conducted, the other 4 did not have any deaths between the 2. All right, let's see if he gets the 50-50 pixel, he'll go for it guaranteed since there's no risk.
Good luck.
If he gets the 5 to 1 pixel, he won't go for it.
Pixel Whisperer.
I was gonna say that looked like the 50-50 pixel. I don't know if he got it. I don't have sound, so chat can let us know if he got it or not, because I'm sure that the music that's being played is fast. So. He didn't get it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, chat.
All right, another. Now this is actually that's actually a dangerous garbage block. If they get a drop there, it can really throw. Because you have to, if you're jumping and you grab something, you have to hold on to that jump button, right? To keep the and that can be a problem.
Right. I believe that's called the Baron drop. If you get a big refill and you fall into the hole.
You know, when you're at a point when you've run it enough and practiced it enough, you can read it and react to it properly. That's a staple of games I run. Yeah, well, most of the time you're supposed to act. That really good kill for Fast. He had a really good. If he had a Proto Man split, it would be good right now. See, for us guys, we talk about the Proto Man split, not the IB nauseous computers. We're talking about the Proto Man split right there.
To each his own. I will talk about Prisi almost certainly going to go for this music despawn, wouldn't you think? Or do you think he's going to hope that Fasta can give him a chance to catch up?
It's such a minor time gain that I don't think it's worth it. Oh, he went for... I think he might have had the 50. Oh, he went for the double. So he didn't get it the second time. He didn't get it the first time, and he went for the backup the second time. I don't know if he got... He might have. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He could have gotten it the first time and then gone for it again. You actually hear the death sound twice if you do that. Unless you could tell by looking that he didn't get the first one.
It looked like it was a little bit laggy at the end there, so I don't think he got it. But I'm not 100% sure. That was good. I really like that he went for that. I didn't see if Fast did a really safe fish pattern there. I was looking at
Prisi.
Yeah. So that was one of the things where he could have died or had an issue. But he's playing it pretty solid here, I think.
While Prisi fights Doc quick, you're going to see Fasta. First of all, you'll see he waits to equip his weapon in the room. That's because every time you equip a weapon, you have to wait for 10 frames for Mega Man to recalibrate. So if you're going to be waiting, you might as well... Some other stuff might as well be going on the screen while you're getting your stuff together. So he waits to menu on that after the fight has begun. And he switches to Shadow Blade instead of the more customary top, because even though it's much harder to use for that fight, the menu is split between two screens, and Shadow Blade is on the same screen as Rush Jet, so he saves a little extra time there. These are the itty-bitty time saves that when you're fastest round in the world, you work.
You have to do to be ahead, to get ahead. From what I know of Fast, he wants to know. He's not watching the stream or his opponent's stream. He's usually updated on what his opponents have done. So he's probably been told that Prisi died. At least that Prisi died in Gemini. He hasn't probably been told that he died. He might know that he died 3 times. I'm not sure.
So he could have taken that section a little bit safer. There's a big jump you have to make there if you switch away from Rush Jet to Shadow Blade, but he didn't. He went ahead and made the jump without Rush Jet, so he's definitely not pulling it back too far.
Yeah, so what I bet is in Fast's mind is that he knows Prisi died at least once in Gemini. That means no matter if Fast plays the way he's expecting to play, there's nothing Prisi can do to catch him.
Right. Even if he misses Easy Devil.
Even if he misses Easy Devil, which he got diagonal in there.
Yeah.
That's something that with the NES controller that can actually be a bit of an issue, is catching diagonals. The D-pad is a very stiff D-pad for he uses a brick. The Dogbone controller in Why I Advocate It has a much looser D-pad. That actually might make diagonals a bit worse, but it's a much more fluid controller. The Dogbone. It's much more of a Super NES style feel than a brick. The issue with the Dogbone is that the offset buttons make it hard to mash for some people. And since I'm already bad at mashing, it doesn't matter to me.
When you say offset, do you mean the fact that they're diagonal, or the fact that they are concave up instead of concave down?
It's they are diagonal to the thing, which is actually really good for thumb movement, to kind of do swim moves, B to A to B. But it's hard to mash to jump mash with them. regular mashing shouldn't be an issue, but to jump mash, which Mega Man 3 has in spades, it's kind of hard to do.
I actually finally took the plunge and bought a Nintendo within the past week, and I bought a few controllers, and everyone has a different feeling D-pad.
Yeah, yes.
So that was one of the reasons I hesitated, was because you're playing with this over 20-year-old piece of hardware that is going to fail at some point, or has already partially failed. So you have to adapt to each controller. So very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
When people play on original hardware.
Yeah. That's and I know there's a lot of NES speedrunners who are an advocate of taking care of your controllers. All right, we'll see how Prisi does with the
3 for 3 for Fasta. He slides over the first hole, he jumps over the edge without clipping, and then he jumps over the third hole. That's cool. 3 for 3. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! So, wow! Yeah, and like he threw, like he got one jump, and then he got another hit in there somehow, and then he went to the second dive.
Yeah, that was a great double fight.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 3.
And
then okay.
Ooh, very.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I would I would say Fast would not be terribly happy with how he played this particular game so far.
So
I think Prisi's been fine since.
Hold that thought. He has 1 top energy. Hold that thought for Gamma.
Oh, yeah.
We'll address that before we go into the Gamma fight. I partially know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He should be fine, though. Oh, no! Ooh,
Is that a game over?
Zipped out.
Okay, no, he got it. He got a 1-up.
Wow.
So Wily 2, infamous for not having a checkpoint, but Wily 3 does have a checkpoint in addition to being a short stage. So if he had game over there, it would have been a waste of a stage with a checkpoint.
I was saying how well Prisi had been doing since those 3 deaths, and he went ahead and immediately died, like within 10 seconds.
I seem to recall you also saying something about Gemini stage going cleanly for both runners.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with the commentator's curse. It has to do with the runners cursing the commentator.
When you get called by DW, he will trouble you.
All right, so at least Prisi got onto the same stage before Fast left Wily 4. So, man, we're looking at a pretty high 34 for Fast. No, maybe not. And Fast is like playing in the menu there.
Yeah, so Fast throwing snakes for no reason that I know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that achieves. But he's going to kill this turret very quickly, then he's going to throw 1 lag
he only
snake.
threw 1!
So you saw how quickly the Wily machine came down and then went back up. That's because he only threw 1 snake to slow down the game.
We'll see with only 1 top energy. We'll see if he goes for the top or the snake.
Right, so there's 3 strategies for Gamma. There's Rush Glitch Kill, where you turn Rush Pellet into top, and for that you don't actually need top energy. But Fast is not going to do that. Fast is either going to jump right up into him and spin, where I think he's good with just 1 energy, or he's going to throw snakes, where it doesn't matter what his top energy is. So if he goes top, I'm about to learn something. Oh, he was too far away.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to just shoot it now, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And with a... All right, so he must have... Okay. All right. Oh, I see. See, Fast thought he had it with the top.
Mm-hmm.
So he got done in Race Channel. And it showed a 34:46, but then he realized that he actually hadn't done... So he had to undone and then redone in the race.
No.
So even though his time says 34:53, his official race spot time is 35:05.
Right. Oh, no. That's going to tilt him a little bit.
Yeah. So that's an interesting result there. All right, Prisi coming into Wily 6, Gamma and final Wily. Oh no, he's not. He's coming 5. I'm giving him too much credit here, unfortunately.
Let's see how many lag snakes Prisi throws.
If he throws any.
If he throws any. Two lag snakes.
And he got him. It's interesting that he fires it right. Like, do you know the difference between firing him right and firing him left? Or is it just a preference thing?
I'm trying to do the math. I'm trying to think of which ones would go off screen first. The tutorial on YouTube, which is ancient, from Wily has you throwing them left. But I've seen a lot of runners throw them right.
Yeah.
So it must be faster.
All right, now we're into Gamma. Unfortunately, you didn't get to learn your, whether or not
I didn't.
top
I
energy
didn't
enough.
learn if one top energy was enough to do the spin.
It didn't look like he lost any there, so it looks like it's good. All right, and so Prisi has a 36.49. He'd like to obviously improve upon that. On the a minute and a half of that was on Gemini, so that's going into this race too. Are you going to try to be safer? Would you just start with Rush Marine, even though he died, or would you just do the same thing?
Well, remember Rush Marine? He died one of those times in Rush Marine. So there are definitely ways to. So basically, in that Gemini room, everybody does it a little bit differently, and so generally you can, if you're feeling nervous, you can revert to your previous setup and have a plan for getting through there quickly with one fewer single block slide, for example. But I don't know. It's possible that runners like Prisi and Fasta have been going all in for so long that they've forgotten what they're, they've written over their last stable configuration. And so it's go. They can't necessarily baby it.
All right, Prisi showing the incredible amount of confidence, saying, "Let's get this over with." Going into this race number 2. But at this, I would just still be let's go play. At least he's not going to be playing tight. If he's gonna have issues, it's going to be because he's playing too loose. With
right.
And we'll see that happening. So if he dies in Gemini, it'll probably be because he landed too far onto the block.
Get the diagonals.
Yeah. So, all right, and they have started race number 2, game number 2. And here we go.
Good luck.
Again, both on top. It makes it easy on us to, just follow along.
So at the very beginning of the top first run, over this hill, do you see how fast I didn't take any damage coming down? That is extremely hard to do, and I don't think Prisi took any damage either. Most of us end up taking 2 damage boosts on that very first screen. But as your movement improves, you can get down that hill without taking a second damage boost, and I think both of them just achieved that.
We saw, even with that fast, picking up like a 3/4 of a second on that first screen alone. Again, that's not saying what Prisi did was bad. It's just that how tight a movement fast has.
Oh, is that a new strat? Taking a damage boost from the second Met to fall down the ladder? Ordinarily, we would shoot that second Met and slide through its pellet in iframes.
I think it depends on how his jump was. I think it just depends on how he read his jumps up to that point.
I'm not sure if mistake or new strat. Wow, even just jumping up there without taking damage is difficult. And now we're going to see if they go for top skip. Fasta does not get top skip because he dies. That's a 40-second time loss right there. Please stay in the race, Prisi.
Yeah.
Because I could totally understand if you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. 2, 3 jumps. Prisi did have the better catch last race. Prisi did have fewer jumps for the cats.
All right. See, I get that was kind of a loose jump. You know, it was very late on the timing. Oh, that timing went early. Uh-oh.
So that time he actually made the
early.
jump, probably going for top skip.
Uh-huh.
So Prisi's 80 seconds in the hole now.
Uh-huh. So he's kind of removed his timer, so he's not going to look at it because he's going to be in the red most of the time. That's not a bad idea, really. I mean, it hurts us because we can't follow where he is, but at least we were in sync before it happened, so we know.
That's how you do
There
top
you go.
skip. Very nice.
There you go.
Respect for sticking with it. I mean, for some of us, this is going to be the last Mega Man 3 that we see for a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, show us all the swag.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, I don't want to say it's a coronation, but it's kind of looking that way. At this point, man. Are you going to pull out all the stops if you're fast here? Try to get the... See, he doesn't... Since Fatso had his PB, Fast does not have the fastest time of the tournament.
Right.
So...
Okay,
is he going to go for that 20?
He's babying that section.
That's still good. I mean, he's like, try to get a 34-20. 34-20. So, that's, you know, I don't have his stream up, so I can't follow how. I don't have anything of his up now.
Yeah, no, Fast is definitely not being reckless. If Fast
No, he's not going to be reckless. He's just like, do I want to add this?
That parachute section would have been a little faster, or he would have died. It's just so hard to manage because the parachutes come down at different heights, and you have to react immediately.
All right, let's see how the water section for Fast goes. I mean, he's so...
Oh my gosh. Does Fast go rush Marie?
No, he's not going to go rush Marie. I think he's... Like, I'm thinking the opposite end here. Like, does he go for the wiggle?
Oh, the Casio wiggle.
Yeah. Things like that. Does he go for that? It's a good half second, I think, right there.
Okay, so Prisi not doing damage boosts, but Prisi doing a thing where he jumps out and spins and then retreats back to the previous block. So
Yeah,
each one has his own safe strat.
That's not something you do in PB attempts, or or at least record attempts at this top level.
Fast missing the Gemini zip.
He's going to be upset with that because you have, what, is it 4 or 8 frames?
It's a pretty generous window. So basically you can... Some people just slide at the right time, and then some people switch to rush coil while they're doing the slide, and that expands the box. Yeah. But Fasta doesn't do that because the way he sees that is you have to time two things: your weapon swap and your slide. So he switched to rush coil while waiting for the tadpole to come out a little bit, but he didn't use the swap to rush coil to expand his window.
He didn't go for the wiggle there.
Okay.
That's...
Oh my goodness, so many slides.
Now he's low on health, so he's
low on health. He can take one body hit.
Not from... No, I'm talking about from the crusher.
Stomper? Yeah.
He's going to do that too. Yeah.
Oh,
take those 2 shadow blades.
Right.
You can do it. It's a very tight window to jump over them without buffering it, without slowing down, but he would die if he got hit there.
Okay, now he cannot take another body hit.
Yeah. He's fine. This is...
Ooh,
this is
a pretty man. He's fine. So if that fight goes on too long, remember, Gemini Man does have a Gemini laser.
Yeah.
Oh, Prisi is shooting the stairs, so to speak, and has to find a new route.
Yep.
Never shoot your stairs. By the way, thanks to whoever is clicking the robot heads.
Oh, have you been missing it?
No, I haven't.
You said you were doing it, so I didn't even touch it.
I've been right on time, but they're always clicked before I get to them. Somebody is pixel perfect or frame perfect.
Yeah, pixel perfect. You don't have to be pixel perfect to hit those.
You got a pretty big pixel window, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Prisi.
All right. I bet he gets this. I really do. I expect him to get
yeah,
this.
I would not take that bet. Prisi's good.
Oh, yeah. This is like...
Oh my god. Oh.
Wow, that was incredibly tight too. Like it's one of those angry, I'm going to do this perfectly and actually do it perfectly type movements.
Oh wow, so he shoots the porcupine and the needle thing.
Oh, it's kind of a missed.
Oh,
I
hi,
haven't seen that.
Prisi. Hi, Prisi.
Oof, low health. Alright.
Ha! Okay, I clicked that one. 2 slides and a jump towards free first shot. Boom, boom, boom.
You want him to die in the middle. You died on the ground, which is bad, so you lose a minute amount of time. It's noticeable. Again, because Mega Man 3 has so few random events. So.
Right. So you want to finish in the middle, since you have to walk to the middle. You want to kill the robot master as close as middle because all of the explosion balls have to go on screen. You are further pointing out you want to kill him in the air.
Yeah,
so that he's more centered vertically.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's such a minor thing, but in a stage like Needle, where there's not in the stage, there's not a single bit of randomness in Needle Man.
Get to the y-axis.
Yeah. that needs on like on a highlight reel of the tournament. That needs to be on there somewhere. Took it to the y-axis. Like that's the theme of the tournament now. Taking it to the y-axis. That's the. We need an emote of that. We're thinking in 2 dimensions now. Yes.
2-dimensional chess.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, so yeah, watch Fasta. Yeah. He's going to come off Rush Jet right here.
Oh man.
Because Rush Jet is slow. If you're just moving if you're just moving along the x-axis, Rush Jet is slow.
And M3 now in 2D. Yeah, this is unfortunately, given the time difference here, we kind of have to figure out things to. It's interesting that they bounce off the spring now. Like when Magnet first, you have to bounce off the missile because it does less damage, and you actually have to take hits.
Right.
Magnet. Now it doesn't matter. That's like people talk about the Magnet fight as being the big difference. That's a really small difference right there. Is just being able to get off the spring because it's consistent. So yeah,
fast as 2 slides there. I was smart. It's easy to get picked up by that magnet and get dropped in the hole if your slide's wrong. So Prisi throws in an extra slide.
Nice right side kill for right wall. I believe that's a Franker Z right wall.
Yeah. That was one of the first Franker Z emotes I ever saw in Fastest chat, and I thought it was. I didn't know what Franker Z was, so I just thought people like typing 2 uppercase words adjoined, and I would make up my own. Good kill.
It's a good thing you mentioned it. Supion names Joss. There actually is a Mega Man 3 randomizer. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's been publicly released yet, but I know Fast has done a run or 2, and I'm pretty sure Prisi was part of that as well. That there is a Mega Man 3 randomizer out there.
Right, because everyone needs floating snake heads and taking the place of magnets in the first screen of Magnet Man stage.
The best part about it is that the weapon resistance, weapon weaknesses change. So you spend a good 5 menus just to find the right weapon.
Also, some lesser used enemies like the floating sparks seem to appear quite a bit in places where you would normally be able to easily evade it. But I believe
See, there
it's
we
still
go.
in alpha. I believe, yeah, finishing Proto Man off with Magnet.
Oh, he was just timing his magnet.
Did he just throw
Prisi
a
doing IL.
swag magnet off of Hardman to start the fight? What confidence! What confidence! Wow.
Yeah. Prisi doing IL tables now. Yeah, that's actually, IL tables. I'll tell you a quick story since we got plenty of time. My first ever speedrun dream had to deal with the IL tables. I remember I was watching Feasel speedrun. This is in the dream, and he was doing ILs of, I have no idea what game it was, and I was kind of nervous because I had Prisi. I had ILs of like the later stages, and Feasel was just like crushing all the other ILs, and it's like, I hope he doesn't get to my stages, because then he'll probably beat my times. I didn't want that to happen. And then I thought for a moment, wait a minute, I don't do ILs. Wait a minute, Feasel doesn't do ILs. And I woke up. And that was the dream.
It's a good dream.
It's one of the rare times where you wake up confused.
My speed dreams normally involve finding new why did we overlook that for so long?
That is awesome that he used a Shadow Blade to go after Proto Man.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that does too.
And he went into his hitbox, so he was able to mash it. That was really kind of neat. I like that.
Prisi's not going to be doing the Hardman fast fight here. He can't take two body hits. I don't even know if he can take one body. I think he can take one body hit, maybe.
So yeah, and Chad, if you have some really fun speedrunning dreams that you've had, feel free to share. Let's keep it within the decorum of decency.
Right. You show up for the first day of class in Metroid and you're not wearing your armor.
I actually didn't wall clip to class. That's.
Oh man. Hope that joke didn't Metroid McFly over anybody's head.
Oh man, now we're into that. You don't want to get me started there. I have that email for a reason. We still got a good, 20 minutes of.
Prisi jumps without clipping on the corner.
Let's see. Did he go for any of the snake zips?
Not the first one.
Probably won't go for the second one then.
I mean, he gets the gap jump. He has to be thinking that he's still in this. There's still a chance. I don't think he's going to deviate too much into swag territory.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Being in a run, that's an interesting dream right there.
Oh, sure. Like you show up at a marathon event and you have to run a game you've never played before.
Oh wow, that would be. Some of my marathon runs have looked like I have never run it before. But
like you.
All right. Oh wow, Fastatcc doing a slide into the garbage block without killing it.
He thought he had charge kick equipped.
Ugh. See now, here's that you bring up an interesting thing. I sent this out to some of my Twitter followers. Was it about a year ago now? Something like that. You have a new Wily castle you have to go through. Okay, but you have your choice of your 8 robot weapons that you've got. Now, but there are some restrictions. You have to choose. You have to have a coil. You have to have a jet. You also have to have at least one shield weapon.
Okay.
You have to have one ground weapon. You have to have, and then you have to have one air. I'd have to look back at my tweets, but there's these restrictions. What would you end up taking with you? You have no clue what the stages are.
Right.
Yeah, so you don't know what's best. What would you take with you? What weapons would you take with you? Oh, I think one melee weapon. That's what it was. And you have to have one melee weapon. Prisi does take a game over in Spark.
Spark is the shortest stage, or one of the two shortest stages with Needle. So if you're going to game over, it's a pretty good one.
So that, again, another thing for chat to think about. What would be your... You only have 1 through 6. So some of the ground weapons, bubble lead, or bubble lead.
Bubble
lead. You want
lead.
to call it. I'd call it bubble lead because I've always called it bubble lead.
Apparently there is there is a something like in the Japanese version of Anniversary Collection or something, they pronounce it in Japanese and it's with a long E. And so that's been used as justification that it's actually lead.
So is his real name...
I have always said lead, so I jumped on that and said, it's official.
So is the main antagonist in this game, is this his official name? Wily?
It's Wily with an E.
Do we find Dr. Wily? That's his official name then, if you're using Japanese pronunciation as your justification, and it's Dr. Wily.
He's not very wiry though. He's rather thin, or he's rather
he is wiry.
rotund.
Not fat. It's not like he's Eggman or Robotnik.
Maybe he has a duck robot suit under his coat.
So, all right. So, Prisi does get out of 8 robots before Fast.
Fast gets hit by a bubble lead.
Oh, he is using an E-Tank here. Okay, I'm betting that he doesn't know Prisi's issue, that he just had a couple deaths and such, so he's playing it safe just to make sure he wins. But back to what I was like. So the bubble weapon is a ground up weapon, like Search Snake.
Would be a ground weapon because it rolls along the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was having this conversation with others, they were wondering if Flame Man's weapon would be, since it lands on the ground, but since it's so powerful, everybody would take it. That's been kind of a discussion we've had, things like that. So it's a really good exercise.
Right. So the best shield is Plant Shield, right? I mean, I don't know Mega Man 6 well, but I think I've read people read that it's really. I mean, it's definitely not Power Stone, or Star Shield, or Skull Shield. I think I've heard Plant Shield is really good.
Oh, Fast with his first death. That was in a weird place to die too. I wonder if he was going for the swag slide, the clutch slide there. If he knows that, and he knows he's not in a chance to get like a best time, that'd be the time to go for it. I wonder if he'll go for it again, because he didn't have the best time-wise SGDQ run of this game, but he got that particular slide, that clutch slide there. Oh, what is going on, Fast? So you're saying
in that SGDQ run, Fasta was going for all the fastest stuff. But it is actually possible. It's actually possible to do a slide on every one of those opening
Yeah.
platforms. It's video evidence.
It's obviously 999 times out of 1,000 not warranted.
Right.
This might be the one, you know. I didn't go for it here. I think
Yeah,
he's close.
Prisi might need to go for it.
I don't know if my mind just wandered here.
Right.
wonder how
So
many lives
let's
he
say
has left. That's
Let's say
what-
Fastatcc is the yellow devil.
We have seen that. We did
That's
see
a
that
long
in.
stage. That's it.
Yeah, what was I count? That who died to Yellow Devil? I think it was during the. Was it Prisi versus Darko? Oh, no, not Prisi versus Colonel Fatso. Where did that happen? I know that happened in the tournament. That it changed the. Because he didn't E-tank. I asked him. I think it was in the semifinals. It has to have been. Fatso. Yeah.
That was Colonel. That was Colonel.
Yeah.
He died because he had to get a few shots in the second cycle.
Two.
He went
Yeah.
for his diagonal throw, but
And he was too far, and then
and he
wiggled
walked right
him.
into him.
Tiptoed into him.
Yeah.
Gemini, Top Man happened to Prisi's timer.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Yeah. He died twice at the end of the tops. So that was 40 seconds each time that he lost.
Fast has a significant lead right now. I wouldn't say it's that many kilometers, but
Maybe
maybe that many meters. Although I guess
maybe that many decimeters.
maybe well I guess those. Although let's see, stage and a half. I guess Prisi's caught up because Fast has just been. He had those 2 deaths, which cost him. He's kind of taking it easy because of Prisi's early issues. That's where we're kind of in this sort of commentary zone. Since it looks like, I mean, right there, it looks like they're even, but they're actually not even close.
Whoa, Prisi glitched his game and turned Airman pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might have looked a little scary, but Crashman only does 4 damage with his body and 4 damage with his bomb, so it wasn't like Prisi was hugging Quickman there. He could get right up in his hitbox. He only has to hit him with 4 knuckles.
Yeah, that's it's self-inflicted. As I was mentioning, there's someone like say Darko who had only 1 run that had issues in it. I think he had a 36 once. Say Darko was much more consistent in the tournament during his runs than Fast was, because Fast had a couple 36s, a higher 35s during the tournament. It was kind of Fast being the Cleveland Cavaliers in the regular season and then turning it up during the knockout stages. So it was not out of the realm of possibility that Fast can turn in a 36, even maybe a 37 during the the semifinals and finals. He hasn't, and this is and he's got kind of a free reign to just take a 35. He can take a 35 here without any worries, because Prisi's in the 36 range now, I think.
So I have never paid attention to Dragonfly despawns on that Rush Jet section until this time, that long section that Fast just traversed. And I didn't start counting until a little bit into it, but I counted 5 Dragonflies that he despawned. So I think...
You can do all of them.
Okay. So there's...
You can do all
I don't know how much time that saves, but... it's something, because when there's all the Dragonflies on screen, you're
we got more needle! We got another Prisi needle!
Oh my goodness, Prisi. Has he divulged how that happens? Or?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But we got another Prisi needle.
It's very consistent for him.
Yeah. I think I've heard Fast says it's less than you think.
Mm-hmm.
It's all you're doing is cutting off lag.
Mm-hmm.
So with Mega Man being on top of the screen, a lot of that lag is actually cut anyway.
Right.
So I don't know, it's at probably over the course of that many of all the Dragonflies, a second and a half to 2 at most, I think. Are they really this close? It doesn't really seem like it. Did the deaths fast have cost that much time? Because I know Prisi had another death and a game over in Sparkman.
I don't know. I'm not running the tracker.
I thought you were. I'm all confused now.
No.
I don't. Has Prisi done Gemini?
Tracker's on
yet?
tilt.
I don't think Prisi's done
just
Dark
got
Gemini.
credit for Doc Spark, which is definitely not the case. Go home, Tracker.
Yeah, I don't think Prisi's done Dark Gemini yet, which is the longest stage.
Alright, so past not having enough Gemini for Quickman, goes with the conventional snake strat.
He said in the past that he does, like most people when they do Doc quick, they want to make sure not to get hit by his body. Fast expects it'll kill him so fast that it doesn't matter, so he can get at least hit by a body once and not worry about it. That has caused him to die once or twice. But...
So Fasta with the 28-17 teleport from the Breakman fight.
So that's the 28-17 Protoman split is what you're saying.
We should
note that on. We should note that on his program. His live split. Nice. Time for a nice break.
Oh
yes,
my goodness!
exactly.
No, the tracker was right.
Oh, what's happened?
Whoa! These runners are less than a minute apart.
Those deaths cost that much?
This
Man,
is
I feel
third.
bad. Yeah, what happened here?
29. They are 43 seconds apart. Did we miss a death? I only counted 2 deaths for Fasta.
Yeah, I only saw the 2
on the
Fast.
opening platforms in Doc Shadow.
Yeah.
And then 4 deaths. 4 deaths for Prisi or just 3?
I think it's 4. Yeah, I think he had the game over in Sparkman.
Right. 2 in top. Was it 3 in top?
It was 2 in top. He
Two in
had
top.
the 2 in top.
Okay.
Oh, Fast had 3 deaths in Shadow. Okay, we missed him.
Oh wow.
We missed him jump into the
Okay, so a
spikes.
smaller
Oh, wow.
death. So is Fast in danger of game overing? I guess next time he menus, we'll want to see how many lives he has.
Yeah, that's something that I did not see coming. All right, so let's get back into actual, not blowout mode here.
Right.
Let's see how these... okay, second worst.
Ooh.
Worst, I think. Best.
Ooh, Shadow Blade is hard to use.
Best. Yeah. Second best. And second best. So, but he died in the corner, which is not great. So, all right. This Spark death might have been the biggest issue. If he hadn't died in Spark, this might be really close right now. Interesting. So Fastatcc has probably been told that he's ahead still.
No.
And I hope someone told Prisi that Fast had an
still
issue in Dark Shadow. Yeah. Best. Second best. I think that was worst though. And second best. So
Ooh,
pretty
Shadow Blade
good.
is hard to
totals.
use. Shadow Blade. No,
Oh, no.
Shadow Blade. Good golly.
Yeah. That's the advocate for going to top spin. It costs you an extra menu, and you have pretty much no chance of that happening.
So 45 seconds. So the gap should have decreased because of the turtle pattern, but because Prisi had trouble with that last turtle, they're actually 45 seconds apart on teleport. Fasta makes it through Wily 2 stage. That was one potential area where he could have run into trouble.
Well, death here is really bad, obviously.
2 cycle, that's 18 seconds.
Yep.
At least.
He's probably gonna do a jump. No, he is gonna do that. Okay, he was in good spot.
Or you
All
thought
right.
you would jump just to make sure that he didn't?
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
into
yeah.
him?
He didn't tiptoe into him, but he
Pretty
did the
good.
diagonal.
Oh, wow.
All right, and
All right.
Prisi, wow, starting Yellow Devil just as fast as starting Wily 3. Nice 1-2 shot there from fast jump.
Nice. Shoot that guy as he's still off screen. Get that guy easy.
7 and 3. Yeah, not too bad there. So, all right, gap was cut even more here.
30 seconds. 30 seconds between these two runners. I want to say that Fasta is on record as saying that Prisi's refights are actually better than his.
I think he has said that.
And Fasta just lost about a second there. With some
Yeah,
trouble
he
with
almost fell off there. That would have been a death.
That would have evened us up. Would have sent him back
Pretty
to the
close
checkpoint.
to, yeah. All right, at this point, if I'm racing now, if I'm either runner, I want to know where the other one is, just so I can, get stock of what my difference is, so how it affects how I, especially do the refights and how safe I am.
Oh my gosh, Prisi's having just an awful time with that room today.
Yeah, the Frogger rooms.
Yeah. Yep. So he's probably not going to gain any time.
Did he get it off? Oh, he did. I didn't even see the pellet. That was a really good clone fight, though.
30 seconds. Nothing changed. Whew.
Yeah, fast, making it interesting here.
It's all going to come down to this wiggle. Okay, he got the wiggle. I like Prisi's chances. Getting hit by a lot of golem blocks, though.
I never understood how to do this section as a kid. Like, I didn't know how to not take damage ever.
The way you do this section is you use an E-tank afterwards.
Yeah.
Or you just die afterwards, since you don't go back to the beginning of the stage once you made it to the Robot Masters. Oh! That's a 2 or 3 second or 4 second or a lot of second time loss there, Fasta.
Yeah.
If you're too close to top man when you throw the last shot, you get frozen for a few seconds.
Yep. The actual weapon doesn't come on screen. I wonder if that has something to do with it. It's trying to get its sprite or something.
Okay, Fasta.
Yeah, there is that chance of a
fast hard man fight. Yeah, that
got
chance
the mini
for a soft lock is over now. Okay, good job, Fasta. Hardman and Gemini both have soft lock opportunities. Nadua? Nope.
That's a well-ingrained fight. I would see.
Yeah.
I'd feel there's a more chance of a Nadua laser on Gemini Man than there is on Needle. For
so
fast.
cool that Prisi and Fasta both finishing their Hardman fight. Pretty much the exact same part of the screen, right? So that you're right at the teleporter. So good.
Good fight there for Prisi.
Oh, Fasta with 2 health on the Sparkman fight. No big deal. Oh, 35-17 for Fasta.
Wow.
Right, Arion. Yeah, Arion pointing out the Prisi Gemini fight. Trademark. All right, Fasta. Don't throw 3 lag snakes. But probably throw 2, just to be safe. Last time you threw 1. Yeah, Fasta plays it safe. Throws 2 lag snakes to get a little extra time. And
34-18 for Prisi. 34-40.
I count on teleport. Prisi actually lost a second.
Okay.
I don't think it was in the refights themselves, but in the maneuvering through the column section. I think he tapped in a little bit too much to his inner Darkwing child, and struggled there. Took a lot of hits. Didn't get 3 for 3. Okay.
All right.
You know this isn't the time that Fasta wanted to finish his last race with, but all that matters is who wins and who loses. So you're gonna adjust your play to the requirements of the race, and
with an official time, race spot time of 36:33. Fastatcc is the winner of the Mega Man 3 tournament.
Good game, Fasta. Our world record holder is also our tournament champion.
Prisi coming in here, and he will have a race spot time of 37:04. So congratulations. I know he's not going to feel terribly happy about the race results here, but what he did in the semifinals, being able to beat Fatso when Fatso played really well, and Prissy was able to come through and beat Fatso on the. I mean, our semifinal, as anticlimactic as this ended up kind of being, if you want to go back into the VODs and watch the semifinals between both semifinal matches, they were incredibly tight, close, and dramatic, with lots of lead changes and events that happened during the races. So I encourage you, if you haven't seen the semifinal races, go ahead and watch them. And are we going to get them in? We got to get them in for their post-match or post-tournament interviews. I mean, man.
Yeah, Prizzy's still only 6 Robot Masters behind on the credits.
I know they're not going to be happy, and they might be a little bit reluctant to come in, but I should just type in "own up to your performance." No, I mean, this is what happens with tournament racing: is that sometimes some runs can go bad.
So to anybody who just joined, this was the Mega Man 3 any percent tournament. You can see the whole final stage bracket right here. And there's a link in there if you want to go all the way back to the group stage. Fiesel said earlier, 56 people entered this tournament. It started up at the beginning of January. And through a group stage and then a single elimination final stage, we made it to this point today where Prisi emerges I should say, Darko emerges our bronze medalist, Prisi our silver medalist, and Fastatcc our grand champion. So congratulations to those runners, and thanks to Fiesel and Speed Gaming and Mythical 9 for organizing this thing and running it, doing all these restreams.
We do have our silver medalist in Prisi.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hear you fine.
Hi, Prisi.
Okay, cool. Hey, what's up?
So, unfortunately, not the, best of times today. So, just take us through what happened today.
Okay. So, first of all, I already knew that I wouldn't have a chance tonight. Like, when I went to the match against Fatso, I actually practiced a lot and did a lot of work. So I was like, okay, I really have a chance. It's like 50-50, and the races were really close and really good matches. And into this match, I kind of lost my motivation 3 days ago, and I just didn't care. So I'm sorry. Like, it's really hard, but I just didn't care. And then today I didn't even practice really. I went out and I just I just lost all my motivation. So yeah, I kind of knew that this would happen, because and this should show everybody that everybody can get to the level that I get. Maybe not fastest, but everybody should and could get to the level that I got, because it's just hard work and dedication. And so if you put a lot of work into something, you'll achieve something great, like second place or something like that. So my first, I don't even know what to say, because my first match was I played fine. I expected worse until Gemini, and then that death just it was just playing
Sapped
domino,
you.
right? It's just
Yeah.
got into my mind, and I just
Yeah.
couldn't do the marine part, and well,
Mhm.
yeah, I knew it was over from that standpoint.
Yeah, that's something that interesting you mentioned that, because I mean your play was fine. It just had the hard sections that, you know, as you said, you probably need to practice to keep from making those mistakes, like you died at the single blocks, and then on the top jumps on the second race, which are, you know, kind of precise things to do, but you know the actual racing part, you know, movement and technique, and that was fine. It was just those hard elements that were tripping you up today.
Um, yeah. So that actually never happens. Like the top jump, it's because the reason why I go for it is because muscle memory. It's just
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
it's like really automatic stuff. That stuff that should be hard isn't that hard anymore if you practice
Yeah.
all over and over and over again. So
Mhm.
that should never happen. So that shows you like I wasn't really like on my
Yeah, yeah.
like
I
A
I,
game.
I mentioned that I was worried that you might play a little bit too loose on the second run, and you know, just kind of instead of tightening up, and 'cause I figured if you're going to make a mistake, it's going to be being late on a jump or something like that. And that first top jump was a late. You didn't get it out. You didn't get the jump off, so it wasn't. It was kind of something we were hoping not happen, but wasn't a surprise when it did.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I didn't try. I really tried
No,
my best
no.
today.
Yeah.
I really wanted to give my best, but because of the lack of practice, I
Mhm.
just couldn't pull off, and it didn't surprise me. So I'm fine. If this was like, I don't know, 46 Roadmaster tournament, I don't know if you guys saw it, but
Yeah.
if this would have been the semifinals, like
Uh-huh.
or like whatever race I had in that tournament, because I really wanted to win that tournament, like because I really wanted to like perform well and stuff, so I practiced a lot. And if
Mhm.
this happened to me in that tournament, I would have sit in the corner right now and cry.
Oh.
But I just can't laugh over it because I kind of knew.
Okay, so I was a little bit wrong, because I was when coming into the race, I was like, I kind of went over the fact that you and Fast had in the two big Mega Man tournaments that have been so far, you know, the 46 and Mega Man 2, that if you were given the choice on which, if you were told that you were going to win one and lose two, which one would you have won? And I guess, and I would have figured it would have been this one, because it's Fast's main game, and that would have, you know, put a feather in your cap to beat him in his main game. But for you, it sounds like you would have rather won the 46.
It's kind of bittersweet, I guess. Like winning
Uh-huh.
this tournament. I actually, so look at, when I look at these times, these races,
Uh-huh.
like I would have beaten him for sure, because
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. Like you guys saw my races, and I did a lot of attempts, and I almost like in almost 90% of the runs I got at 34. So
Yeah.
yeah. And I played against Fat, so he played really, really well,
Yes,
and he showed
yeah.
that right today, like with that PB, it was crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I felt like still Fatso would have deserved the win over me in the semifinals, but looking like the performance that Fast has here, honestly, I would have beaten him. Should have beaten him, but you never know. Like he knew already that I died, so kind of takes the adrenaline and stuff.
You're taking my questions away from me that I was going to ask him when he's coming in here. Yeah.
One question. So a lot of people didn't they so they commentated my races, and they said, like, they asked themselves, like, okay, why is Prisi like doing this route, this dog route? Like, why doesn't he start with Dr. Gemini? That's a simple answer to that. It's because when I started this game, I had so much trouble getting the death, the music glitch despawn. And I died there. I lost so many runs, and so that was actually my hardest stage for me. Like that was the hardest stage.
Okay.
Right now,
oh, that's cool.
In a heartbeat, I would switch right away because Dr. Gemini is brutal.
Yeah.
much harder.
That's a great because that's something I forgot about that has come up because yeah, you kind of switch them out. Thank you for answering it because that's something I'd forgotten about.
Yeah. So a lot of people were wondering. So my route would be like fastest, like Dark Gemini, Dark Shadow, Needle, and then Dark Spark.
All right, we do have our grand tournament champion in here as well, being patient, and unlike someone who's speaking right now about getting a word in edgewise. How you feeling?
I'm okay. Like it's kind of bittersweet for me as well.
So with Prisi's early deaths in the second race, we were kind of in because the gap was kind of wide. We didn't know what both of us actually saw the two deaths in Dark Shadow. We didn't see the first one because we were Prisi was probably in some more interesting thought than the beginning of Dark Shadow. What happened in Dark Shadow that we didn't see until you were halfway through it?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you saw, but at the end of my Dark Gemini, I lost like 15 seconds in it. Like, I just forgot how to push buttons for a couple minutes, and I died like 3 times in those 2 minutes. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Like, there's probably a million reasons why it happened, but in the end, like, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, just definitely didn't play well for a section of the game there.
Did you know you were ahead by the amount you were ahead?
Yeah, I did. It was hard to have like a lot of enthusiasm for the race because I was feeling bad for my friend on the other side. So,
this is something we were kind of speculating on. If you got the lead like that, did you change your strat? Were you like, oh, let's try to get a best run of the tournament or something of that nature, or are you just trying to get through it?
I don't know. I never really thought about changing race strats much. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to your opponent if you're way ahead and just start going for like swag strats and stuff like that. So I don't know. For me, my strats are going to be my strats, and I'll just play it through to the end.
I 100% agree. By the way, that's my mentality too.
So, how you guys felt about how this tournament was gone? Like, again, like we were saying, the semifinals were quite competitive. Like Prisi talked a lot about his semifinal match. Fast, yours was just as competitive, even though you won 2-0. The difference total was like across the 2 races, 30 seconds, something like that. So they were.
I think it was a really good tournament, and the semifinals in particular were really good. And kind of showcased how competitive this game is. There's a lot of. I mean, when I first started running Mega Man 3, there was 134. It was Checker's 3458, and that was like the gold standard. And a lot of people have really added strats to this game and pushed it a lot further than where it was in 2014. And so it's really cool to see like the culmination of that in this tournament, where you have all these runners that have brought all their technique and all their skill and have helped bring the time down in this game by a full minute.
Yeah, something I was noticing throughout the semifinal matches is that it seemed like Darko and Fatso are like they're 2 of the best runners, but they're great button mashers, and they use that to their advantage in the race. While you 2 are really good at movement and technique in this game, so you just go through rooms that don't require mashing, every little bit faster, and that gives you guys advantage there. So it's really interesting to see your different players' abilities and how it still can get you really good times in this game.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their different skill sets for sure. And a lot of it, some of it is like, okay, well, how good is your mashing, and how much, and where can you use that to gain advantage? But then a lot of times it's like, some people just practice certain things way more than others. Like I ran Magnet first for 1.5 years, and Fatso's Magnet stage and fight are way better than mine ever were. And Prisi in particular likes the refights in this game, and he's just like he has like so many good refights that he does, and that's his best stage. And so it's kind of cool to see like where people devote their like. Darko got a Hardman 1 cycle in the refight, and that's an impossible strat that nobody else does. So it's kind of cool to see like what people find important and what they want to work on, and then see like this person does this better than anybody in the world. We
saw a nice twice actually. We saw Needle Mega Man twice from Prisi during this race, which was kind of fun to see.
Yeah, I love that. Like, it's not even a strat, it's just
Yeah.
like some swag.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic thing. It doesn't cost you any time to do. Or how do you do that? Neither Kyle nor I really knew how to do that.
I have no clue, man. I really don't know. It's just like, it happened in practice before my match with Fatso. I was like, wait, how did I do that? And I tried again. And I was like, just try to go fast as possible, switch after killing that big block, and then just slide right away, jump, and just press B. That's it. That's all I can say. That's my explanation for that bitch. Just be fast, kill that blob, switch right away, slide right away, and jump and press B. That's I don't even know.
So I do have one more question, because you guys went through all these good players to get to the finals. For people wanting to get into this game and learning to run it, what would your advice be to newer runners of the game?
For me, I would say just play. Like I don't know that you need like a ton of resources or whatever to get into the game. I think hanging around with the community is a good idea. Like that was kind of what sold it for me. Was like there wasn't a bunch of tutorials or anything. It was I just liked the game and I liked playing it, and then I found other people that liked the game and liked playing it and hung around with them, and I don't know, their enthusiasm for it rubbed off on me as well. So I just think it was I don't know. I think there's a lot of good people in the classic Mega Man community, and in particular Mega Man 3. There's a lot of activity surrounding the game and a lot of chatter that goes on in the Discord and whatever. So if it's a game you like, I would say just get involved with people, and I think that makes it more fun.
Is there a Discord specifically for Mega Man 3 speedrunning, or is it a general Mega Man, or do you have both?
There's a classic Mega Man Discord, and then there's a channel for each game in that, and so that's what I'm referring to.
I don't know how private or public. If you want to put that in the chat out and an invite or something, if anybody's interested, they can click on it and get involved there. I don't know how protected you are for potential finals. So, as we mentioned, these two are the best runners of all 6 NES games back to back. That was an interesting tidbit going into this particular race. So you'll probably see those two in all 6 channels, because they're very competent runners in all 6. So if you liked what you saw from them, you'll see them in that Discord.
I hope you didn't like what you saw from me today.
Over the course of the tournament, come on.
Yeah, like, not even. I don't know. Oops. I don't know, man. I started like playing well, basically like against Almond, and that was like the quarterfinals. So I don't know. The problem for me was like, again, I had like other stuff race. I was focusing on that really hard. So I was just playing for fun, basically, and I was really surprised that I got to the quarterfinals and then to the semifinals. I was like, whoa, wait a second, like what is happening right now? And so I really tried to, okay, well, I'm in the semifinals, so I might as well just like try my best. Yeah, I kind of regret that I didn't practice and try like the best as possible for the finals. So I really want to apologize to everybody who like thought that this race would be like really close and stuff, because I do believe that it might have happened if I spent more time into the game the last 3 days. But yeah.
That's the issue with some tournaments, is that they can, like, this one started in January and we're finishing here in May, and that's a pretty quick tournament, all things considered. There's some tournaments can drag on, so it can be hard at times to keep current. For those who don't know what speedrunning, especially older games, that people's interests shift a lot. So you don't play one game. Once you get into the 3D running, you specialize a little bit more. Focused Super Mario 64, focused Ocarina of Time, and so on. For older NES games, you have a wide variety of games you run. They're shorter for one, and they don't really have differences. A lot of strategy. You still have similar movement patterns and that kind of thing. So it can get definitely be hard to stay on one game. It's easy to burn out on that emote. All right, I'm just gonna start laughing at emotes now. So, what you've got, Kyle? I'm just gonna sit here and giggle at these emotes.
Oh, I have nothing except congratulations to both of these Mega Man polymath speed legends whose race I got to commentate today. So, congratulations, guys, and Darkwing, it's a pleasure commentating with you. Great interviewing.
So, any final words from you guys today? We are officially at the end of the Mega Man 3 tournament, or any other tournaments in your guys' future, or anything like that?
I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the Mega Man 3 Buster Only tournament. And I don't know, I want to kind of focus on RTA at least for a little bit. Again, like you said, this one started in January and now it's May, and so it kind of keeps your attention on a game for a while. And I love this game, so it's great that it was in the spotlight for so long. But yeah, it'll probably be a little bit until I join another tournament. I definitely want to thank everybody for participating. We had like 50s, 60s, something like that entrance into this, so that was great. People put a lot of work into making sure all these got restreamed and all the commentary and all that. So thanks to everybody who helped put this together and devoted a lot of their time to making it go off so smoothly. So thanks everybody.
Thanks everybody.
Yeah, I just want to quickly say again, like, everybody who is interested in Mega Man speedruns, like Mega Man 1 to 6, or even 9, 10, 7, 8, whatever you want to speedrun, even if it's like Mario or like whatever, Call of Duty, whatever, just remember that you can do it, and that even like even at a top level, I play, usually I play better than this, but like, as you can see, without practice and without warming up or anything, I'm really just like all of you. So everything that I can do, you all can do, I'd say. And I hope that we and all of the speedrunners in the tournament and encourage you, if you want to speedrun MM3, Mega Man 3, or whatever, just go and do it. Just do it and join the community. And yeah, that's all I want to say, I guess. That's for the race.
Yeah, thank you. It was a fun tournament.
All right, and as we come to a close to the tournament, I come at the beginning of this tournament, since I'm not a runner of this game, I would have never even ever expected to be commentating on the finals of it. So I want to appreciate all the support I've gotten from both the runners and the viewers on me doing commentary and hosting and commentating that, and the other commentators. I didn't get to work with all of them, but I worked with a bunch, and it was an honor working with everybody in the tournament. We would be remiss, and Kyle mentioned this a little bit earlier, to mention the restreamers. For those who... I know there's a lot of praise for Fiesel and how he does it, running speed gaming and getting these tournaments off, but it's not enough. So the more you do, the more motivated I'm sure he gets to provide you guys with such a strong tournament and event list. You've got Super 16 tomorrow. We've got more Link to the Past coming up. We've got all sorts of Donkey Kong Country's coming up. Banjo-Kazooie's going right now. So all your if you haven't subbed or done something like that for this stream and you've really been enjoying speed gaming, I encourage you to do so. And with that, I guess we are about to close up shop for this tournament. And I guess I did write this down, so I have to read this, much to probably the chagrin of both the people that are still in this voice chat, which will probably be gone by the time I'm finished, and you, the viewers, who will probably be gone by the time I'm done. But I hope this interest sparked your interest in Mega Man 3 speedrunning. I don't want to needle you, but it is hard to reach the top. So either shadow the best runners or watch like a snake in the grass. Practice, and you and better times will attract like a magnet. On behalf of Gemini, good night.
Good Gamma, Darkwing. Good
Could
Gamma.
someone not kill his mic during that?
You're a machine.
Good night, everybody.